Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Our nation is broken. This is a dark day for our state. It's a tragic day for our nation.
Now at 10, conservative activist and author Charlie Kirk is dead tonight, gunned down today at an event on a college campus in Utah. Thanks for joining us. You're watching the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Annette Montgomery. Utah's governor said in a press conference that there is a person of interest in custody. Sherelle Hubbard shares what we know so far.
Utah's governor calls the death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk a political assassination.
10 to 20 seconds later, after I got done talking to Charlie, I saw that he was shot in the neck and that he was squirting blood everywhere.
Kirk was shot before an audience of 3,000 during a speaking event at Utah Valley University Wednesday afternoon. Kirk was a hugely successful radio host, social media influencer, and political organizer who gained notoriety for his fiery right-wing views. Seconds before the shooting, Kirk was asked a question about mass shooting.
Do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
Too many.
One witness describes the pandemonium that ensued following the gunshot.
I saw all the crowd running as fast as they could, and I was worried about people trampling each other.
Kirk was an important ally to President Donald Trump. Trump taking to Truth Social saying, quote, "No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie." Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are condemning the attack.
There is just no justification for the political violence that we're seeing in this country.
It is, a horrendous thing to see.
Utah's governor called Kirk's death a dark day for his state and a tragic day for our nation.
When someone takes the life of a person because of their ideas or their ideals, then that very constitutional foundation is threatened.
Sherelle Hubbard, Fox 61.
Now, President Trump has ordered U.S. flags flown at half-staff. The Utah Department of Public Safety and the FBI are co-leading the criminal investigation. The FBI has set up a digital tip line for information about the shooting.
And tonight, reactions are coming in from state officials about the assassination of Kirk.
Connecticut House Republican leader Vincent Candelora said in a statement to Fox 61, in part, quote, "I had thought the assassination attempt on President Trump represented the low point of American political violence in my lifetime, but tragically, the senseless killing of a man dedicated to thoughtful discourse has taken us even lower," end quote.
And Democratic Representative John Larson said in a statement to Fox 61, in part, quote, "The scourge of gun violence taking place across our nation every day as we speak is chilling and should disturb every American. Charlie Kirk's death today is a solemn reminder of the prevalence of gun violence and is a devastating instance of political violence, something we must never accept in the United States of America," end quote.
I was scared and I felt like sick, because I was worried. I texted my mom.
And also developing tonight, a terrifying scene unfolded at a Colorado high school earlier today.
Yeah, 3 teens, including the suspected shooter, are in critical condition tonight. Police say the shooting happened at Evergreen High School, about 30 miles west of Denver, around 12:30 this afternoon. Authorities say the suspected shooter is believed to be a student, but it's still unclear what led to the violence or how the shooter was injured. Officials confirm no law enforcement officers fired their weapons.
And more than 100 officers did respond to the scene, and parents were directed to a nearby elementary school to reunite with their children. All 3 victims were rushed to a nearby hospital. Investigators say there's no longer any threat to the community.
Now tonight, Poe Murray, chairwoman of the Newtown Action Alliance, referenced both of these developing stories. And she said in part, quote, "We condemn violence, full stop. No cause justifies it, not ever." She continues to say we can protect free speech, protect learning, and protect human life at the same time. You can always find the latest developments on these 2 stories on fox61.com or the free Fox 61 News app. Just scan the QR code on your screen to download it. Well, new here at 10, a West Hartford mother has filed a lawsuit against Solomon Schechter Day School.
She claims a former teacher caused serious harm to her 5 children. In that lawsuit, she says the teacher, Nicholas Riccardi, engaged in tickling and harmful touching that led to emotional trauma and disrupted their education and community support. The children also suffer from a life-threatening medical condition worsened by stress. Now, the lawsuit accuses the school of failing to properly vet Riccardi and protect their students. Riccardi has been arrested multiple times but has pleaded not guilty. At this time, the school denies the allegations as the legal process is ongoing.
Well, the Connecticut Insurance Department has rejected and modified every proposed health insurance rate increase for 2026, which will save consumers $125 million. Insurance Commissioner Andrew Mays says the move protects families amid federal uncertainty over health care subsidies. The rate cuts impact plans that cover 240,000 people on and off Access Health CT. Open enrollment begins November 1st. Without federal action, more than 139,000 could face steep premium hikes or lose their coverage entirely.
Right now, Trumbull is expanding its property tax relief program for volunteer firefighters, all in a push to recruit and retain members amid a statewide shortage. Now, that new ordinance offers up to $2,000 in annual tax abatements based on years of service and even lifetime benefits for longtime volunteers. Town leaders say it's both a thank you and a practical step as volunteer fire departments save the town millions. Tomorrow, Attorney General William Tong is scheduled to meet with the Connecticut Economic Development Group to discuss matters related to the Connecticut Sun. Now, that announcement is expected to begin at 10 a.m. in Hartford. We'll, of course, have a recap of the major points and details of that meeting for you tomorrow afternoon on the news at 5 and on Fox61.com.
And speaking of William Tong, he just secured a preliminary injunction that blocks the Trump administration's attempt to cut off funding for critical health, education, and social service programs. The ruling protects services like Head Start, food banks, and family planning clinics from abrupt immigration-related restrictions. Tong joined a coalition of 21 attorneys general. They argue the policy change was unlawful and harmful. A federal judge agreed and will keep vital support flowing to thousands of Connecticut families while the case moves forward. And back here in Connecticut tonight, students in Branford say a new phone-free policy is unfair and unsafe. This is the first school year students are required to lock all personal devices, phones, smartwatches, even AirPods, in a so-called yonder pouch for the whole day. Now, before they could use their devices outside of class time. The district says it's about cutting down on restrictions, but some students and parents disagree. An online petition now has nearly 300 signatures.
My son also has severe anxiety. So when he's in these down classes, what he likes to do is listen to music, unwind, try to get his head back together again before he goes into his next class.
In the petition, students are not asking to get rid of Branford's new policy entirely, but they want, quote, a policy that balances classroom focus with student safety. Students say they deserve immediate access to their families or 911 in emergencies. But in Branford Public Schools policy, the district says when students use cell phones in those situations, it can distract them from directions by staff and first responders. The next school board meeting is September 17th, where parents and students plan to speak up.
Well, if you take a drive around the state, you know the frustration of hitting potholes or bumpy roads, and town leaders across Connecticut know the challenge of keeping up with repairs. So now a new round of state funding aims to help communities stay ahead on maintenance. Fox 61's Alicia Hercules explains what that means for towns like Newington.
The town of Newington has 112 miles of road and more than 60,000 cars passing through here daily. With some new funding, they're hoping to continue upkeep construction on their heavily traveled roadways.
Some of the roads are terrible. Others are good, some are terrible, especially the side roads.
John Finn travels through Newington often. He's glad to hear about the money headed to the town and others like it to repair roads across the state. This increase to the Town Aid Road Grant Program will be 33% year over year. In Newington, the Town Aid Road funding will jump from about $412,000 to nearly $558,000. That money will help towns with paving roads, maintenance, and safety operations.
a lot more preventative maintenance than letting things fall apart, mill it down, and completely redo it.
Garrett Eucalito, the state transportation commissioner, says preventative maintenance is key to maintaining local roads. He says the additional funding will also help towns better respond to storms.
We have these wild swings where long droughts without precipitation and then a huge dump of precipitation all at once. And this will allow highway departments and public works departments to be more responsive to those unpredictable weather events.
The town of Newington tries to pave at least 5 miles of road per year. Thanks to the new funding, John Trister, the mayor of Newington, says they'll now be able to pave more roads and better upkeep ones they've already treated.
You have a tremendous amount of traffic in the state, and we like having people come through our businesses, and it's good for our community, so it's very, very important that we maintain the roads at the highest level possible so we can keep that going.
As construction crews continue work throughout the town, CTDOT is asking drivers to slow down and move over in work zones to protect workers. In Newington, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.